Pretty sick? Yeah. I also like stone tentacles. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I was not expecting that guy to hit that hard. I just decided to go for tabbing with claws. I even have 2 mana to survive the guy, but I guess it was not meant to be. Well, we're gonna be playing a melee character um, because I wanna try the new Yred. So I guess we're gonna try a Heal-Orc. Heal-Orc fighter, sure, why not? Axes? Mm, mm, sure, Axes. I think 10 is minimum delay or 1.0 delay for the War Axe. Okay, as always, it's not loading. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan that it fails to load. Mm, okay, here we have a hand axe. Ignite poison. Well, that's a pretty interesting thing for me to find. Now, if we find poisonous vapors or toxic gradients, then we're gonna have a pretty spicy character going on. Hmm. But yeah, I wonder if 2 potions of experience would have been better than 2 potions or 2 scrolls of acquirement for the deep dwarf. I don't know. Maybe the deep dwarf was doomed from the moment that I decided to go um, for Yred instead of going for Ru, which is the meta goth to go for deep dwarf. Blink. Well, we're gonna get that. Chainmail. I am going to put that on. Okay, 9/7. Sure. That's pretty good. 9 armor class on D2. Not something that you see very often. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's early game Heal-Orc. Really not much to say. You're supposed to be able to beat almost everything that you see here, as long as it's not another. Um, and then against another, you really have to make the most out of your free turns against it. And I don't think I have anything other than 2 potions of might and a bunch of unidentified scrolls. Yeah, no wants or anything. Should I might? I think I need to make my attacks count against something like that. And yeah, you may be thinking that I'm overreacting, but it's just like early game variance. I might be able, like, look at that, about 68% chance to miss. Um, so it's extremely unlikely that I'm gonna be able to hit it multiple times in a row. So I'm just gonna go for the might and hope that I do get 2 hits or 3 hits, I guess. Okay, we end up hitting it 3 times and it worked. But yeah, another other. Okay. Can I run away? Maybe no, I won't. I don't think I will. I mean, early game you can just game over. You get bad rolls. Well, that's not how I play. Every character that I start, I try to win it, unless it's very obvious that the character is like really unfun and awful, like the Deep Dwarf was. Um, but by default, I try to win every character that I start. I don't just like start games until I get something good and then I roll with that. Um, I just don't like that anymore. I did that at some point when I was a newer player, but now I just roll with whatever. That phantom is definitely annoying. I don't think I can melee. I don't think I can beat it. It's too powerful for D2. So I guess we're going to D3 because otherwise auto-exploring would be annoying. The bat happened to step in front of me and I accidentally meleeed it. So this is not gonna be the greatest thing in the world, but now I am kind of forced to fight the phantom. Fortunately, I get lucky and I kill it. So that kind of allows me to explore D2. Funny thing. I guess 9 armor class and pretty good damage output is too much for that phantom. Okay. Others are significantly less dangerous when you are experience level 5. Like, if you find one in experience level 2, it's almost guaranteed to kill you if you have to fight it. At experience level 3 is like a very sketchy coin flip, but the more HP you have, the less dangerous they get. And then you see things like scorpions, for example. Scorpions on D2 or D3 are like extremely bad. Is this going to be another one of those situations? Yeah, I was wondering because last couple of times that I've gone Hill Orc, I get into a sketchy situation with a D3 priest or something, and I have to convert to not die, and I usually end up winning the game after that. But fortunately, it was not the case this time around because I really wanna go Yred. I wonder what this altar is. The shining one, of course, because the floor is very light. Hmm. Hmm. Black bear. That could kill me. I think I'm okay. There we go. Okay, less dangerous than another because it doesn't have that much evasion, so you can kind of hit it more reliably. Righty. Yeah, I won. Uh, the thing that makes me or that made me worried about the other is the high evasion, and also the thing that made me worried about the mm, about the Phantom was the fact that I was so low level. Um, but yeah, I think it could have gone bad, but I didn't really see it happening. Hilork is a master, an axe master by D3. Yeah, take a look at that. Wow, like, oh man, the joys of actually having a good aptitude character for once. Like, I don't really play things with +3 in an aptitude very often. Hand axe of draining. That's probably better than a war axe for now. Because monsters don't have that much HP at this early stage of the game, and draining deals a bit of base damage and a bit of damage that scales with the damage that you dealt, or something weird like that. So I think it should be really good for this stage of the game. If we see like skeletons or things like that, we can always switch to the war axe. Blork the orc with a dar flail. Okay. Please don't kill me. Okay, it took you a while to haste, but you finally did. However, I can kill you now. Okay, 10 axes, we're gonna get like 15 fighting, taking advantage of my amazing aptitudes. D5, and I have 10 of my weapon skill. That is like truly magical. That's the only way to describe it. Oh, I like this temple a lot. It looks it is so small and it doesn't require you to auto explore. It just shows you all that the temple has to offer. I love it. Yred. There we go. Okay. It should be good with a strong melee character because I don't have to like stir dance and do wacky things to not die with this character. Well, maybe against a Nogran. Steam Dragon. Maybe I do have to flee the level. Ooh, I got hit really hard. 30 across 2 turns. That's not good. Okay. Please let me leave the level. Alrighty. You're excited to see this? I hope that it goes well. If it goes bad, I don't think I'm gonna be playing a lot of Yred because I like playing good things. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you cannot win with any god with like a heal orc, it's an indicator of the god not being so good. Cool title, please. What would be a cool title? In fact, what's the title that you get from Yred? I guess now I have Tainted. Oh, I guess I will have Tainted because titles scale with piety. Oh, that's so lame. Okay, the Steam Dragon is murdering me. Mm, okay, we got Steam Dragon Zombie, one of the invocation ones. But wouldn't I have like Tainted as the invocation title. Okay. Wow, this feels like cheating. That's how ridiculous this is. After playing Deep Dwarf, this feels like cheating. Wednesday stream? Yeah. So the reason why I didn't stream on Wednesdays is because I watched a dude's stream, but lately his content has been rather lackluster. Like maybe it just doesn't resonate with me anymore. I'm not into his comedy that much anymore, and I'm also not so much into the games that he plays. So I just decided to give it a try and stream on Wednesdays. Why not? Yred scales with Imbo pretty strong still. Yes, I have realized that you need to train good invocations in order to get good allies from Yred Remnul. Mm. And by the way, I'm totally flexing on you that I can say Yred Remnul very easily. In case you have never heard it pronounced, I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. What was the Uskoyo exploit? You quit the game a while back, so you haven't been following. Oh man, you're so funny, Star Polemic. Regardless, the Uskoyo exploit was a thing that you could do with Uskoyo specifically. You went a different god, and then you abandoned the god with one of the god's abilities on the quiver. And when you went Uskoyo, you just kept the ability. And since Uskoyo has ridiculous piety gain, you just like were able to use the ability, which usually you wouldn't be able to use every fight. Every fight. I think one of the best targets for that, like this is only theoretical because I never really put it into practice. I never really had the chance to do it, but I would assume that the best ability that you can get from doing that is divine exegesis. That is taking into account the combination of the power of the ability and the easy it is to survive the god's wrath. Okay, we cannot survive that. We are gonna leave the level, quite probably. Mm, so yeah, imagine divine exegesis every fight. Sivkop. Oh, I haven't added it, but I will add it. You know why I didn't add it yet? I will add it now. Well, not now, but after the stream is over, I will add it. I didn't add it because I didn't know what god that altar was for. Um, but yeah, now that I know that it's Civ, I will add it. Mm, ouch. Well, it is pretty annoying to fight an early game monster with extremely good armor because that kind of thing happens. Um, mm, I think I should just loot, or I should try to go upstairs. Please lose a turn so I can go upstairs. Alright, I had completely forgotten about that ogre. Well, it's a good thing that it was not next to me, so I can do that. Alright, let's get out of there. I've been leaving monsters in the previous levels, so it's pretty hard for me to backtrack if I need to rest in a safe place. I'm gonna get more strength. Yeah, a lot of strength. A lot of strength means lots of damage. Also, I have gotten some spicy spells in the form of Ignite Poison, but I never got Poisonous Vapors, or at least I haven't gotten it yet. I guess it's early enough in the game to say that I just never got it. This level has Grinder. Yes, I remember now, and I don't have willpower, so Grinder is extremely likely to murder me. Mm, I guess it's a good time for me to read my scrolls. Identify, noise, blinking, good find, and silence. And since I have found blinking, I can read identify my scrolls. Na, 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 na. We are going to read fog, enchant weapon on the hand axe. Teleport. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, that's a pretty underwhelming teleport. Landed me in pretty much the same spot for practical purposes, but at least it didn't land me next to Grinder. But yeah, we're still like in trouble now. Ambrosia. Okay, yeah, whatever. I think I'm gonna have to use blinking because we cannot survive that. We straight up can't survive that. This is so bad. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe walk around the corner, wait for Grinder to be next to me, and then step here. Or wait for Grinder to be here, step here, and then read blinking and blink past the Orc Wizard, and the Orc Wizard gives me weak or gives me resistance to the paralysis. Um, okay, now blinking. And oh, come on, what's up with that controlled blinking? Do you have like blink close or something? Nope. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to use a second blinking. The thing about Grinder is that it's literally like you get paralyzed and you actually die. There's nothing that you can do other than not fight Grinder. At least I had two blinkings identified by such an early part of the game that I was able to use them to not die to Grinder. Otherwise, I guess it was a one-way trip to the character select screen. Um, Okay, I'm not a fan of fighting these gnolls, but apparently I was powerful enough to survive them. Okay, early, cheap triple crossbow. Well, I'm not gonna do it. If you're with Okawaru, you should probably do it because Okawaru kinda lets you do that kind of thing. But Yred not so much. Mm, okay, I see. Two monster bands. It's too much for me to deal with. Mm, it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. Let me out. Yeah, this net dealt 50 damage pretty much. That's what happened. When I got hit by that net, I lost 50 HP and I just didn't know about it until now because I failed to break away from the net. And I still haven't actually. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, it's actually more like 70, almost 80 damage. Well, I think I might die. Smite kills me any second now. Smite kills me. Mm, okay, now Smite doesn't kill me anymore. I wish I had something that I could do, but I guess I don't. Um, I can convert to Beog, but that will kill me, and like that's really not what I'm going for with this character. Like if I have to, if it's between converting to Beog and dying, I think I'm just gonna die. Um, Not the best gameplay tonight. Okay, at least these guys are not hasted. I think this guy can haste other. I'm very glad that they are not hasted, because if they were hasted, I would be dead. Um, it's unusually like rough early game for this character. I have had to skip many levels already. Okay, 30 HP next to an ice beast. Maybe we can survive, but I wouldn't bet on it. All right, and I actually managed to survive. Surprising. A cloak. All right. Not gonna complain about a cloak. It definitely adds a teeny tiny bit to my survivability. And this level had grinder, right? Yes, I should not auto-explore in this level. Um, However, I maybe can kill enough things to get like an ally and maybe summon an ally against grinder. But no, at this point of the game with zero invocations, not gonna do anything. In fact, I should probably, like I was gonna train fighting to 15, but I think invocations is gonna be significantly more impactful, and that's what I should train to 15. Oh no, 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 no! I didn't spend two scrolls of blinking on that for it to kill me. Yep, we're not doing that. I think D4. Oh yeah. Okay, 20 damage was a lot, but sure we can handle it now. Okay. There we go. Mm, Grinder was close to this. No. Grinder was over there. Okay, I think we're gonna skip that and D7, and we're gonna go straight to D8 maybe. If you were to climb up there, would the ogre zombie be able to help, or did it turn into dust? It turned into dust. I mentioned that on the previous character, but I greatly dislike that if you leave the level, all your zombies just die. I wish they stayed in the level, like with all Yred. Yeah, it's pretty lame in my opinion that they disappear. It's like punishing you even more, or like it's punishing you for just to start dancing and like retreating to a safe level to heal. Imbo is good that with gods that cost mana. If you press this key, which is this key right here, that one, it gives you the info for your god, and in pow is it in powers? Is it in powers? I think it should say here that it uses invocation. With other gods, it says so. Um, but regardless, I know that it uses invocation because one of the abilities that Dredremnul has literally says that if you train invocations, you get better summons. So I know that Dred uses invocations. Mm, okay, so I killed everything and I didn't get too much piety. Yeah, Yred feels like it does literally nothing in the early game. I think it would be nice if you could more reliably get to 2 pips of piety with Yred in the early game for it to do something. Maybe add like an ability that you can use with 1 pip of piety to make it feel not so bad in the early game. Maybe, I don't know. What could Yred have in the early game to make it not so lame? You didn't know invocation improved passive god abilities. Um, yes, it does improve some of them. Actually, a pretty good example of a passive god ability that gets improved by invocations is Uskoyo's Paralysis. Passive drain on attacks, passive reaping on attacks. My hand axe has a drain brand. I just found it off the floor and I decided to use it instead of a war axe because drain brand is pretty decent in the early game. But I am starting to think that it might be better for me to switch to the war axe. Most passives are not affected by invocations, such as Maclef Heal. Yeah, unfortunately, it is not that common for a passive ability to be affected by invocations. Some of them are, but not all of them. And oh, that was a very long petrification. It lasted for quite a while. I even gained a level. Okay. Unfortunately, the Steam Dragon is still extremely terrifying. Also, the Wyvern is pretty bad because it's fast. I cannot run away from it. It hits pretty hard. Um, okay. What does this zombie do? 16. Every time it goes for the steam breath, I just like explode. It's pretty bad. Komodo dragon. We're gonna throw a net. Okay. We lose the net, but I think it was worth it because that thing hits so hard. We could have run away from it, but now I have 2 pips of piety and I can actually do something. Offer up your Reap Souls to Yred in exchange for the temporary help of an Undead Servant. So I was expecting this ability to give you a permanent ally for the whole level, but it doesn't do that. Like it's actually temporary, and I am not that much of a fan of that. Where did my third zombie go? Yeah, I need that. Give me an Undead Servant. Oh, it gave me a skeletal warrior. It gave me a skeletal warrior. Yeah, I would be very surprised if it lost against a two-headed ogre, and it doesn't. Perfect. Mm. Faith Amulet was nice with Dredremnu. Your Reap chance goes up a nice beat. My Deep Dwarf had Fate Amulet, but it was not really happening because the Deep Dwarf was a trash character, right? So even if I had Fate, I still was failing to kill things consistently enough. Why is Necromancer so bad? It doesn't have any business being so awful. It should start with like a real spell to kill things, like Zombie Hands. Instead of that, is like Vamp Drain and Agony. Hmm. Oh, Vampire, of course. You know, maybe I should use the War Axe against the Vampire. No, I'm not gonna beat it. Gonna leave the level. Okay. I have seen a sizable amount of the level. I thought that I had just gone in. Interesting. Why not Dark Bargain against the Vampire? You need 2 pips of piety, and I only had 1. Um, so yeah, if I had been able to do it, I think I would have done it. Most likely. Maybe I wouldn't have done it. Okay, we found some globes. Let's put them on. Well, yeah, now I have like no zombies in here. That feels pretty bad when you retreat from a level and you lose all the piety. The Fey Hill Orc. Ah, maybe the title scales with your experience level instead of scaling with your piety. That's a pretty interesting change. Battle Axe. Oh, but I have a buckler. Okay. War Axe. Been a change for quite a while. Been a change for quite a while. That the zombies disappear when you leave the level. Maybe it's been like that for a year. Because I remember the last time I played Yred, which was last year when I won my cat, I didn't have that. Or rather, like, I still kept my zombies if I left the level. Of course, the zombies didn't follow me, but at least they were back there if I needed them. So it was kind of easy to stare dance. Um, I guess it's understandable if it's just not a thing that happens anymore precisely because of the start dancing thing. Okay, there we go. I guess Yred makes it so that you never get scales or anything. Well, that is pretty bad because that's one of the downsides of Gosag that I like the least. Okay, Dark Bargain has nowhere to place a servant. Interesting message. We get a Skeletal Warrior. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need some help for that Acid Dragon. Okay, do your thing. Aha, it got destroyed. Amazing. Having a friendly Skeletal Warrior on D10 is like pretty dope. Oh, maybe it doesn't scale with experience level and it scales with invocations. Maybe that's what it is. Yred zombies were perma right until the rework. I see. Looks like those allies can be strong. Yes. Dread allies were never weak. The issue with old Dread was that it was kinda pretty boring to play. Um, this one is not what I would call boring. I would just call it weak. With old Dread Null, by this point I would start getting like flying skulls and other nice monsters to help me go through the game. I guess I'm gonna hold on to see if I can get like a permanent ally. If I can amass enough piety for a permanent ally. The way titles work now, they take the highest skill, and if it's invocations, they give an invocations title based on piety. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I was just wondering why my title changed with not a lot of piety. Everyone seems so knowledgeable. You're still learning the game. It comes with experience. For example, Particle Phase and we have been playing for quite a while. Star Polemic hasn't been playing for as long as we have, but still has a bunch of game experience. Shaper also has a bunch of game experience. She just posted on Reddit about her win number 50. It's pretty neat because I think she only really started to get really good at the game this year. Don't worry, you're still bad at the game. Yes, I think I also was pretty bad at the game until I started streaming and I started playing focus like almost entirely on the game. Yeah, because when I played, I was playing, but I was also like watching YouTube videos and doing other things before streaming. Like when I played Crawl outside of streaming, I was like just not really focused in the game. And now, since I only play Crawl while I'm streaming, I'm like focused not only on playing the game but also like delivering good content. And it just so happens that delivering good content is like goes hand to hand with playing the game properly, or like doing my best to win the game. So I think that has helped me a lot to get better at the game. It was about 1 year for 50 wins. You like the commentary? A lot of good info. You're trying to take it in. Thank you for appreciating it. It's pretty nice. Yeah. You have to get a little obsessed with the game to get competent at it at time, unless you're some kind of savant. Yes, I guess I agree with that. We're gonna get 16 axes because we can. Minimum delay on the broad axe already. Oh, well, on the war axe rather. I don't think I have a broad axe. Nope, no broad axe. And I don't think I ever got enough piety for a permanent ally. Maybe that happens much more commonly later on. I don't think I care about any of those. Nope. Good game to get obsessed about. Yeah, like I think leaving aside the games where you literally can make money out of playing them, this is probably one of the best to like really devote yourself into because it's just so replayable. So yeah, your experience and the time that you put into the game gets rewarded by allowing you to enjoy it to a higher degree. Yeah, like in a different way. Um, Unlike with other roguelikes, for example, NetHack, as I frequently mention, I'm sorry if you're getting tired of hearing it, but as I frequently mention, your reward for like getting good at NetHack is learning to hate NetHack, and I know it was like that for me. So yeah, I don't have any evocations. Maybe I should not be training Access, and I should get like 10 evocations or something. Not enough waifus? Tell that to Minmay. Minmay likes all the elves in this game. You could consider the elves in this game to be the waifus. Also, I guess there's a Erolcha. I want an Erolcha emote. When I have more money, I'll commission an Erolcha emote for sure, but I just don't have it yet. Everyone seems so competitive though. You've got this many streaks or whatnot. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Like the only moments in which Crawl is competitive is for real is like during the tournament, and yeah, who cares about that anyway? Because what's gonna happen is that Yermak is gonna ask for 2 weeks vacation and is gonna destroy everyone else in the tournament, as usually how it is. Even I during the tournament I play once a day, even on weekends, which is not something that I do normally. I still don't get even remotely close to what Jermak does. But that's because I would burn out if I attempted to do what Jermak does. Um, yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like about the tournament format. Probably shouldn't even be in this level. Yeah. Fanar is too much. The Hydra is too much. The Troll is not too much, but yeah, the Troll supporting either of those two is like too much. Don't worry about it, honestly, it just comes with times. You were told that and you didn't believe it, then it happened to you. Yeah, it really is just a matter of playing the game, thinking about the situations that the game puts you in, and actually learning. If you just mash your hands on the keyboard and expect to get something good out of that, like it's just not gonna be the game for you. But if you think about it, like if you really make an effort, it's gonna go well. And what are you doing on D11? Am I in some kind of nasty bolt? Maybe I am, because there was a troll, a Nidra. Oh, delightful. Well, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, that's high level shapeshifter, or high enough level that it can pretty much kill me. Make it like crawl sudden death contest. Yes, it should be like that in my opinion. Like you get like a set amount of games. That way the people that are like in the other side of the world when the tournament starts, because for me it's very convenient, like tournaments start at like 1 p.m. for my time or something like that. I think it's like between 1 and 3 p.m. I'm not sure, but for people in the other side of the world it might be like 1 a.m. and like why would you want to play crawl at 1 a.m.? I wonder if I should skip the level. Well, I think I should maybe go do Lair. I don't have a way to deal with Hydras, and I feel like I have very little armor class. Maybe plate? Yeah, let's try plate. 16-6. I still get hit by everything, so why not? Mm. Oh, the only morning star in a shop, I have to pay for it? That feels kinda bad. I'll just not fight Hydras. You're always at work when the tournament starts. Yeah, there you go. For I think for most people that's gonna be the experience. They're either going to be at work or it's gonna be like the middle of the night. And very few people actually will have the ability to start a game the moment the tournament starts. I guess I should consider myself rather fortunate to be in that selection of people that can just start a game the moment the tournament starts. But yeah, I am not a fan of the tournament format because of that. Like, you don't get the points for fastest win if you are at work when the tournament starts, and it's just how it is. And that like also favors speedrunners, but I'm okay with that. That's kind of like an area where they can flex their skills by winning a game 20 minutes after the tournament starts. I know I don't do that. I like to take my sweet time. You've totally taken off work during the tournament. Understandable. What is this? A cloak. Okay, I don't need that. I was hoping for a scarf, but unfortunately it was not the case. Ooh, 6 jacks. I think I'm gonna lose all my zombies. Maybe I can tell them to retreat. Okay, I should be able to kill all of these guys. And hopefully all these jacks will get me enough piety to be able to like either drain life or summon a permanent ally. You can now bind living souls. Aha! So this is the highest costing ability that Yred has. Drains the life force of any. Oh no, never mind. That's drain life. Marks a monster's soul as ripe for the taking. Living holy and demonic monsters can be targeted, excepting most lords of pandemonium, as long as they are relatively uninjured. I wonder if that means that you can like get an allied set above. For example, because it says most lords, it doesn't say all lords of pandemonium. I guess you're going to bind Soul ASAP because it's your only permanent ally now. Yes, that's also what I am guessing. Yeah, again, this is like my first run that gets to this point with Yred, so I am assuming that it is the case. Also, I kind of hate that auto explore like just reduces piety. I don't know. I think the whole zombies are your piety is like flavorful but so janky. I don't like it. I wish it was a more functional piety system. Imagine getting a Chain Lightning Banlord. That would be pretty good. Um, since it says most instead of no Pandemonium Lords, I'm really like guessing that you can bind Lom Lobon or like a unnamed Pandemonium Lord, the ones that always generate. It seems that we are out of monsters. Maybe I shouldn't have waited for so long. So I guess we're just gonna go downstairs and lose everything. Hmm. Swamp dragons. That looks pretty interesting. Twisted helmet. I want that really bad. Yep, I will go in there. Maybe by the end of this level, because I will be a bit stronger than now I am. Okay, I have a million unidentified scrolls. I have already identified blinking, so I guess I could read all my scrolls. But I think I'm gonna do it at the start of the next floor in case I read Holy Word or Immolation. I don't wanna be that person that reads two scrolls and gets Immolation, Holy Word in that order. Mm, Irradiate again, but this is gonna be definitely a spellcaster. Also, I guess I cannot really use Irradiate with so many zombies. Okay. Yeah, now that I have gone into Lure, I can see the piety just like starting to pile up pretty bad. Or pretty good, I guess. I definitely enjoy that. So I don't have poison resistance. I guess I'm just gonna have to go in, pick that up. Maybe no, I don't need to rest or anything, right? Mm, okay. Yes, yes. I really do think that monster zombies should deal way more damage. At least the ones that hold weapons. Because, for example, I was having Orc Warrior zombies. I think I had an Orc Warlord zombie, and it was dealing like one damage and not holding its weapon. And that was like super lame. That I think shouldn't be the case. I'm gonna use the potion of resistance. It is put there precisely for you to be able to use it. Um, if I need to, I guess I can drain life. Well, not really anymore. Okay. Slowly and carefully tabbing. Oh, maybe I should Dark Bargain. Oh, I got a Flayed Ghost. I'm kind of losing here, and I don't feel like I'm doing a lot to these guys. Yep, I am missing so much. Maybe it's about time for me to switch to the War Axe again. Okay. Do I get to know how many zombies I have? I guess not. I'm wondering if I can recall to try to get enough zombies for drain life. Okay, I don't have any outside. Well, that was pretty lame. Yeah, I think there should be something that lets you know. This feels so wrong. Like there's so many things that are like so jank and I greatly dislike about this rework of Yred Null. It feels very cumbersome to use. I guess that's a good way to put it. Okay, 10 evocations. Access time. Okay, at least we killed everything. Now let's go and pick up my things before my potion of resistance wears off. Well, that was completely worth it. Completely worth it. +5 helmet with poison resistance and 3 strength. That was amazing. Um, Pretty good find for my character. Okie dokie. Well, that was interesting. I would have really enjoyed to have a permanent ally, but it just didn't happen. I think I want that 8-headed Hydra as my permanent ally. What is the Fey Hilork title? It is Yred title, apparently, because invocations. Helmet that turns you into a lich. Paranoia? It would be a pretty interesting idea to have a helmet that turns you into a lich. It's like that crown of eternal torment that gave you like torment resistance or something weird like that. Um, I would have liked to have a Death Yak zombie. So where there's a Death Yak, there's gonna be like a million Death Yaks, right? So we're gonna lure these guys around. Unfortunately, I ended up pulling two of them. I only wanted to pull one for obvious reasons. Two of them I may not even be able to kill. Yep, I'm not liking this. Yep, that didn't go well enough. Maybe it was just variance that I was able to kill the first one without any issues. Yeah, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. In that case, what do we do? I guess I have poison resistance. Maybe this guy will follow me into the clouds of poison, and I can kill it like that. Um, Aha. And now you are going to die, Mr. Deathyak. I can even close the door on the Deathyak and just like wait for it to die. Because it's gonna be sitting on the clouds of poison. Any second now. I wonder if I'm gonna get experience for that. I should get experience for that, in my opinion. But it very obviously didn't happen. Okay, no zombies. Yeah, I don't know. Not that much of a fan of the new Yred. With old Yred, after a certain point, you very clearly felt the power. With this one, I don't know. Like, I think at this point, early lore, you started getting, like, skeletal warriors and actually absurd things to have as permanent allies with old Yred. With this one, you don't have anything. Literally nothing. See, for example, like, I would love to drain life these Death Yaks, but nope. Okay, I would love to not die to these Death Yaks, but yet again, it may not be a thing that is possible. I think I should probably just skip the level. Less tedious to micromanage, but significantly weaker. Yeah, as it is, it feels like that kind of goth that I always like think of and think to myself, why would I go that when there's better options? Um, yeah, this feels pretty close to atheist, but maybe that's the intended experience early in the game. Um, oh yeah, okay. That is a serious issue. And a reason to do the previous level. Well, I guess not anymore because the Hydra is in this level now. Fortunately, I have poison resistance, so the Black Mamba goes from being really dangerous to kind of tickling a bit. Well, I guess it really hurts, I guess. Can bite for 20 and it's very fast, I think. Very fast, so yeah. We should be able to kill it. There we go. Uh-huh. Let's get out of here. Okay, I think the Wyvern came upstairs with the Hydra, right? So as long as I am far away from where I found the Wyvern, I shouldn't stumble into the Hydra. and Catoblepas. I wonder if if the Catoblepas keeps its petrifying breath if I was to enslave it. At the very least, it hits for 36. Like it hits harder than a Death Yak, so it might be a good thing to make into a permanent ally if I have the ability to do so. That is. Okay, it only well this time I actually managed to kill a single Death Yak, but that was um a pretty good indicator that I should not do that. It does keep the petrifying breath. That's pretty good. Yeah. Last time I played Yred, I got carried by the allies, so I didn't really micromanage them. I just like stayed behind them and waited for them to kill everything for me. Kato strong permanent ally. Did you get a win with this version of Yred Shaper? Mm, just out of curiosity. Hmm. Two redback zombies to gives me 2 pips of piety. I guess we're gonna dark bargain. Ooh, wow! It gave me a vampire knight. That's crazy. I wish it stayed with you for the entirety of the level, to be completely honest. But yeah, that felt really strong, and that's the first thing that I have done with this guy that felt really strong. The skeletal warrior was like, okay, that's cool, but it's only one. But a vampire knight, like a vampire knight, literally just like has nothing that it can't kill here. You died in depths 4. You started playing carelessly. What made you start playing carelessly? Was it like getting bored of the gimmick of Jeredamnul or something? Nergal. I think Nergal will also be a pretty good permanent ally because it's a summoner. So I'm gonna try to not fight it right now. When it died to a sufficiently headed Hydra, it has a million armor class. So it has a decent chance to die to an Hydra, but it also has an amazing chance to paralyze it in return and then just like bamp drain and bam, it's back at full HP. Dread is a bit tedious, yeah, and you were a spellcaster? That sounds awful. Okay, Boulder Beetle, and it's rolling. Do I have Hero? I have 1. Let's make that 0. Okay. Did I lose my Hero? I did not. Sweet. Cumbersome. I get it. Like the fact that I have been playing for so long and this Vampire Knight is the first thing that made me think that it's too powerful or that it's strong is not a good indicator for Dredenham Null. I think it needs to have something that it can do between or at 1 pip of piety, or like at least the zombies should be buffed. So at least having zombies is like a good thing. Can you just get the knight to target Nergal? Never mind, just notice the Hydra. Mm, I could just get the knight to target Nergal. In fact, I wanted to do it. Or rather, I wanted to keep Nergal alive. That's what I wanted to do, to get Nergal as a permanent ally, because I don't have enough piety. And that's why I don't like, one of the things that I don't like about the Yred rework is that if you stumble into something juicy when you're starting to clear the level, you just kind of have to kill it, and then you don't have it as a permanent ally. At least all Yred will give you like a reserve of piety, so you could immediately like you go in and you find Asterion. Well, now you have a chance at getting Spectral Asterion. But with this one, it's like kind of RNG. You're hoping to find a juicy monster at the end of the level, so you actually can enslave it. Enslave no longer works. It needs to be at full HP. There's no way. Is that really how it is? Mm. I guess if I do this ability, enslave, bind soul, relatively uninjured. I think that means above 50% HP. I think. Um, I obviously can't tell because I don't have the piety for the ability. Oh, above 81% HP, so yeah, lightly wounded means that I can still do it. But yeah, unfortunately it's gonna die to the Hydra. I would be very surprised if it didn't die to the Hydra. Is this summoned? It's just a permanent ally, right? So it will fight outside my line of sight. Yeah, it killed Nergal. Of course it killed Nergal. Mm. Okay, your Vampire Knight disappears. That's pretty sad. But at least I have pretty good zombies. Okay. You know, I was pretty underwhelmed until there, because the zombies of everything outside of Lair are like really lame, because the damage of the monsters was nerfed when the monster weapon attack delay changes happened. So so yeah, now that I have zombies that actually deal melee damage, like 27, like it feels like the zombies are good now. So follow me. I need you to be outside. Aha. Okay, how many souls does it cost? 4? Sure. Aha. Possessable. Okay, that's pretty bad. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm gonna go all the way. Um, how much can you hurt me for? 35. It is slow, so if things get bad, I can always walk away from it. It doesn't have swamp worm support, so I can't reliably run away from it. Mm, aha! Bound Tyrant Leech. So now I have a permanent ally, Tyrant Leech. Convenient. The soul of a living, holy, or demonic creature captured by a dark sacrifice to Yred. The bound soul will follow its captor through stairs and come when recalled from a different level. And look at that, it has so much HP and so much evasion. It doesn't hit that hard, but it is pretty tanky. That's a pretty decent permanent ally to have for a while. Eventually, I will replace it with something better. I'm pretty sure. I should take care to like try to make it not get killed by the Hydra. I also cannot hit the Hydra. I need to use Evoco Balls for it. I kind of forgot about it. Um, I wonder if it becomes unfriendly, if it happens to get hit by steam or something. I hope that it doesn't, because that would be pretty lame. Okay, mean delay on my War Axe. I think the time has come for me to finally start training armor. Finally. Okay, that's another Hydra. The new tile of the Bound Tyrant Leech looks cool. I'm gonna trust on you. I don't really know what the normal tile for the Tyrant Leech is. I wonder if it will fight outside my line of sight. Is it slow? It is slow because it's a Tyrant Leech. But I guess that's okay. I can always recall it if I really need it. Um, so yeah. If it was easier to get to 5 pips of piety for you to have like a permanent ally earlier in the game, I feel like that would be a pretty neat thing, and it would make Yred feel really less awful. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Less awful. Okay, gonna need my Tyrant Leech. I wonder if you can cash in the Tyrant Leech for Dark Bargain, because it says that, yeah, it says part of the cost is 2 souls, and I have 2 pips of piety, so it's contributing to my piety, but it's not contributing to what I would need to be able to use the ability, and that feels kind of unusual. Okay, I'm just gonna tank for the Tyrant Leech. Yeah, there we go. That is a lot of monsters. A lot of monsters usually means a lot of piety. So yeah, as soon as I get Drain Life, I think I'm gonna use it. I should get Drain Life during this fight. Well, I have it, but I also don't need to use it, and there's like a lot more monsters where these came from. I don't want the Tyrant Leech to die. That would be annoying. Fortunately, I have the Piety to replace it, but it would be kind of annoying. Bound to Falling in Love. You know, sometimes I am grateful that I don't get all these references and things. Okay, we lost the Tyrant Leech. Well, that's kinda lame. We lost all the piety in the fight. That makes me feel lame. I wish I had a more traditional piety system. The zombies as piety thing, it was a cute experiment, but I would appreciate it if it didn't make it into stable. Okay, we got a volcano. Magic mapping. Do I have fire resistance? I do not. I do, actually. Okay. Probably shouldn't try to do the volcano at this low HP. It would be nice if I had paralysis or mind burst for the Komodo dragon, but in the absence of those, I guess I can use Size Blast. Okay. Perfect. Maybe try to rest. I'm gonna try to hoard Piety for a permanent ally. I wonder if these guys will disappear when I go into the volcano, however. That's pretty lame. I guess we're just gonna go for Dark Bargain. Okay. Beware of monsters, and it disappears. I'll keep that in mind. No, 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 no. 3 potions of haste, and I have 1. I guess I'll pick it up after I get out of the volcano. Did I get red poison with poison resistance? That's unfortunate. Yeah, bad variance. Black Mambas being Black Mambas. I don't think I will be able to like seriously rest to full HP before I get the chance to go in. Yeah, let's just go in. I do have the fire resistance, so it won't be so terrible, but going in and being immediately like engulfed by clouds of fire is kinda awful. I wonder how many people have died to that. Okay. Smoke Demon. Better not play games with that guy. It has a smite. I wonder how much of the feel of this character is related to the fact that I am using a +0 war axe. So, in other words, my starting weapon. Yeah, triple sword, but nah, we're not doing that. Too heavy. My opinion on these is that they really, like long swords in general, they need to have shield that scales with weapon base damage and weapon skill. So you need like a really high amount of the weapon skill in order for you to get like pretty good shield. Um, and ideally, it would be less than just using a normal shield, but you get to use a two-handed weapon, and that would be like the upside that you get the damage from a two-handed weapon without losing the defensive capabilities of a decent shield. But I don't think that will make it into the game. I really think that it should. I don't think it's like a bad idea, and I think that design intentionally dodges reasons for the developers to not want to put just stats on a weapon, forcing you to train the weapon skill if you want to actually have the defensive stat. Ideally, at zero skill, you have zero shield from a long blade, and that would dissuade people that just wield weapons for their non-weapon stats or things. So pretty much sky weapons. If it was only like a set amount of shield, it would just turn all long blades into sky weapons. Um, wow, no axes here. No axes. I guess we did get a +4 chainmail and the plate that I'm currently wearing. I guess I'm gonna pick that up. It's probably better. Yeah, it is better than what I'm currently using, but it won't be better for long, so I'm just gonna carry the two of them. And let's get out. Okay, I have 26 armor class. I wish I had a better weapon though. Axe. We have battle axes. And for some reason, after searching for axe, we have spectral quarterstaffs. But sure. I did search for axe, right? Like, why am I getting rapiers and tridents? Huh. Interesting. Well, yeah, it seems that I'm wearing, or that I'm wielding, literally the best weapon that has generated for me in the game. No brand weapon? I think I have one. No, I don't. Um, no brand weapon. Oh, we have a runed quick blade? Oh, yeah, it was on the floor, but I never got to pick it up. I also don't think I care too much about it. Do we have Scrolls of Disappointment? Maybe. I have already identified blinking, so I guess I can go ahead and... I don't think this guy will step on the teleport trap. They'll retreat into here. No? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Amnesia. Yeah, it's the Scrolls of Disappointment and Scrolls of Teleportitis. so yeah, those are the real names for those items. And there we go. Ooh, that's a ring, and that's a weapon upgrade. I think we have to get the ring. I mean, the weapon is like pretty good, and it does allow me to melee Hydras. But the ring is so beast. Like, I don't think we can justify passing on that ring. Um, yeah, that ring is like very good, amazing good. Yeah, also what Particle says. What Particle Face says, the Spectral War Axe is not bad. We can just like stick around with that for a while. But the ring will not come back. We are not gonna get anything nearly as good as that ring for the rest of the game. We amnesia blink, yes, because I have like a 97% chance to miscast it with heavy armor. Only 8 intelligence. I don't think this character will be casting a lot of spells because it's going for heavy armor. Manual of Axes. What if I went for a battle axe? We could do that so easily with that manual of axes. The buckler is a joke. The staff of fire is kind of a joke. The gold is a joke. I think we have to do it. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Drop the buckler. Go find. Well, I guess not go find the battle axe because I'm using the war axe. Axe Maniac title. Maybe Executioner's Axe would be a pretty nice thing to have. So those Scrolls of Disappointment were not really disappointing at all. That ring is so good. I am so happy that we got such a beast ring. Okay. Yeah, I think that ring gives me all the or most of the resistances that I would really need for the entirety of the game. Like, I have so much fire resistance, and resistance to poison and corrosion. I only need resistance to electricity and actually willpower because I have no pips of willpower. In reality, I have like 13.9 willpower. I have as much willpower as you can have without having any pips of it. Mm. Ah, yes, I never cleared this level. Did I run away from death yaks in this level? And there were more death yaks down there? That's pretty unfortunate. You know what's also pretty bad? Struggling so much at killing things with 26 armor class, and also constantly getting poisoned with poison resistance. Both of those things are pretty unfortunate. I would be a happier crawl player if those things didn't happen. Hmm. Okay. Heal wounds. Yeah, I think I would say that Yred kind of fails us. Like this, I would not consider to be a good god design because I need help now. And the closest comparison to Yred, which would be Uskoyo, would offer me help because the fight has already gone for kinda long. Yred literally does nothing, and I don't think that's good. I think it needs to do something. Happy and Crawl player are antonyms. I know that antonym is an opposite. Um, yeah, that's just how I think of that. But what do you think about it? If you have tried it, I am extremely interested in hearing what you have to say about it. Um, yeah, I think that's the correct thing to do, to just like drink haste and bail. Oh man, this character feels super weak, and it for some reason, like it really has no business being so weak. It feels like any random monster that I encounter, I won't be able to kill. Manual of Fighting. That is about as close as you can get to fixing this character. I guess it also helps to not take fights against frogs and snakes. Yeah, it's funny how like the jags and the wolves were like free, literally free, and the frog is not because the frog has apparently doesn't have that much evasion. I thought that it would have more, but it just hits too hard. Um, New Dread makes weak monsters weak and strong monsters strong. Hmm. Is it? I guess. Yeah, I feel like the more I play with Dread, the more like things I find to that I don't like. And that is not okay. I don't think that's a pretty good idea. You were not a fan of Jared before. You don't think this rework will change your opinion. I didn't particularly like old Jared Null, but I thought that it was very powerful, and this doesn't feel so powerful. Um, it is like very rare because like there was this one moment where I had the Vampire Knight, and that was crazy. That was straight up insane. But it's like, oh yeah, like I am literally trash and I am playing Atheist, or like I just got a Vampire Knight on early lure and it will literally carry me and kill the entirety of the floor for me. That feels too swingy. I'm not a fan of that. Also, I think I've mentioned it already like several times, but the fact that when you leave the level you lose all the piety, like the monsters don't just respawn, so I don't think you should lose the piety for leaving the level because you won't be able to get more piety, and therefore you will most likely lose the chance to have a permanent ally and everything. I'm at full HP, so I don't have to worry, but yeah, I feel like I have to tank for my summons because otherwise I'm gonna start losing piety. Um, okay, 5 pips. You're lightly wounded. I think I'm gonna get a. It's either a Death Yak or a Cane Toad. I think maybe the Death Yak is better. Bind Soul. Is this resistible? Oh no, I didn't do the correct thing, but it's fine. I don't care about it. The Spectral Warrior also works for helping me kill things. Okay, 5 pips of piety done exploring. Uh, Also, like you get to all the piety, and then what do you do with it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that will change as the game progresses. Maybe that will change. I hope that it will change. Anyway, it's Lair 6. Probably shouldn't do Lair 6 with this character. It definitely doesn't feel that powerful. I wish I had willpower for Orc, but I guess we will have to go into Orc and see what we get there. Oh, I got shafted or skipped Lair 3. Maybe let's do that. This character could benefit from some slaying or a better weapon. Ring of Protection, goodbye flight. In fact, we're gonna drop it. Um, Acatoblepas. Don't. I guess. I think I already killed enough things in this level that I won't get enough piety for to be able to enslave the Acatoblepas. So why should I even worry about that? Let's just try to kill it right now. No, no, no. So yeah, if you are playing Crawl, if you're a Crawl player, you should really go into Trunk and give this a try, and tell me what you think about it. We are at a very crucial point in the development of this god, so it is like important for you to actually try it and provide feedback. Because at this point is where it's most likely for things to change or get reworked or tweaked. If they're whack ideas. And I think zombies as piety is cute on paper, but in practice it's so lame. It's so lame to start a fight with 5 pips of piety and just like go down during the fight because monsters are killing your zombies, or not being able to tank for your zombies and therefore kinda die. And that has been like what has happened with this character. Either I just make my zombies tank and I lose zombies, or I tank myself and I'm not powerful enough to survive the fight. You die too early to provide any useful feedback? That is not true. You always die later on. Don't you have like a bunch of SOT deaths very recently? That shows very good consistency. Even if you haven't been winning the game with those, you've been going the distance with them. So whatever feedback you get from going that long, it will be very valuable. On the plus side, as right with your manuals, this will be a very strong endgame character. Hopefully, if I get to that point. You found it hard to do what you wanted to when you were able to. Yes, I guess that's something that I'm also encountering myself. Like I wanted to drain life, or to not drain life. I wanted to enslave that Catoblepas. I just was unable to. I wanted to drain life, but I just ran out of zombies in the middle of a fight, and I was unable to drain life. And when I had HP, I also had zombies. So I don't know. This doesn't feel like it works. That's what I'm trying to say. How about some sort of mixed piety systems where it's half based on progression, half based on nearby zombies? I think piety should stay how it is. Like you should not go to zero piety, but maybe make god abilities ask for zombies and don't make them ask for a crazy amount of zombies. Um, so you can do the thing without having like 20 zombies, and then oh, you lost a zombie, now you cannot enslave soul. Better luck next time. And you're not gonna find another one of these uniques, so you will just not have access to having that unique as a permanent ally in this playthrough just because you happen to encounter it like pretty much immediately. um, yeah, I don't know. There's so many things that don't resonate with me when it comes to this rework. Um, but again, that may be just me. That may be just me. You haven't gotten a rune since that demigod? When was that demigod? It was November 29th. I see. It happens. It happens. Mm, Okay. But you're gonna try a Merfolk Monk of Yred? That's something that I was also wondering. Like, what's the effect of Monk on Yred Null? Because of the way Yred Null piety works, maybe you get some zombies on worship. Okay, I think we're gonna go to Orc. Actually, Monk is probably really bad for Yred. Yeah, it is a hard start, and then you don't get anything as a reward for your hard start. I was also thinking about maybe going Yred, and I also decided against it before going in. This is a source. Oh, this is not a sorcerer. It's just a regular orc. No, that's pretty bad. Okay, I'm just gonna wait a turn. Ice blast? No, there was an invisible monster. I hurt my allies, and now they are enemy zombies. Oh man, that is so annoying. Yeah, I mean, they're mindless. They should remain allies to you, even if you hurt them. Yeah, I would maybe want to have Erika as an ally. I don't think I care too much about Erika. Okay, yeah. Work zombie, 14 damage. Orc wizard zombie. No, let's check for a warrior or something. Orc warrior zombie, 1 damage. 1 damage. The zombies really need more base damage at the very least. Like, if there was only one thing that I could change to the Jerusalem Null experience, make early game zombies have more than 1 damage. Like, it's an orc warrior zombie. The real orc warrior is so hard to kill. Why is a zombie so worthless? Um, yes, it kinda sucks. Lair is kind of okay for Dread, as long as you can kill things. But then you're gonna see those Lair 3 Death Yaks, and you're not gonna be able to kill those, and they're gonna kill everything that you hold dear. Mm. Ooh. Give me that. Oh, 1% risk of failure. You fail to use your ability. Gonna walk away. And fortunately, I still have the piety to do it, despite the fact that I lost an orc or a zombie. Bind souls, give me that etin. Aha. And now I cannot melee it, of course, but we are gonna try to cure first and foremost. Now acid, moderately wounded. I don't know. I feel like that should be going much better because I have 10 evocations, but sure. Okay, it's next to me. I don't want that to be next to me. Unfortunately, the zombies literally do nothing. They are just there to die. Severely wounded. One more. Mm, Dietin's soul is now yours. I like how you get the message Dietin's soul is now yours instead of you kill Dietin. Also, take a look at that. 120 HP. It can hit for 32 plus Darflail to drain life and 32 plus Darflail to drain life. That's such a good permanent ally. It doesn't have any spells. It's not like too fancy of a permanent ally, but it is good. Definitely pretty good. I'm gonna try to take care of it because I kinda threw away my old permanent ally and it took a while until I could get a new one. Mm. See that? All the zombies just like got destroyed because I dared leave the level. I think that makes getting shafted in the early game like even more punishing than it already is. You think monkeys is still fine since you have good fighting and weapon skill early on? Usually you can compensate. I don't think you. Well, the thing about monkey is that it has a really hard time like getting out of like D2 or D3, right? But then if you manage to do that, you get the upside of having more piety with your god, and that usually carries you through the early game. It's only a matter of actually surviving the first couple of levels. With Yred, I don't know how it works, but I would assume that it wouldn't really do a lot for you to have the extra piety. Maybe you get some free zombies or something. But still, free zombies doesn't do anything when they're gonna be useful for a single floor. What do you do? 80, a lot of armor class, 9 damage, sandblast, stone arrow. Stone arrow is annoying. It's pretty much like a normal gargoyle, but it has a million or much more HP than an average gargoyle. I got confused by an orc wizard, in case you were wondering how low my willpower was. A normal wizard confused me. A sorcerer has like a solid coin flip chance to just destroy me. Just finished another 15 rune game. I was watching earlier on, or no, I was watching yesterday. After I ended the stream, I saw that you were playing a 15 rune game, and you were in Jena, I think. Is there anywhere a Jiva altar is guaranteed? Yes, it is guaranteed in Lair 6, or not in Lair 6, sorry, in Slime 5. So the final level of the Pits of Slime has a guaranteed altar to Jiva. The Royal Jelly spawns on top of that altar. So you somehow need to get to the altar without killing the Royal Jelly, because if you kill the Royal Jelly, the altar disappears. Wow, that is the only altar that generated it, lol. For you in your game, that's the only guaranteed altar. Usually you can get other altars. Sometimes when you go to the entrance of the pits of slime, you get an altar to Jiba, but it is not guaranteed, as I mentioned. Okay, I have Drain Life. Hopefully I will retain Drain Life. But who knows? That's why I'm trying to take some damage here to be able to drain life before I lose all my zombies. Okay, the Orc Warlord blocks your attack. You have a kite shield. What a jerk. I think it's time to drain life. And yep, it is amazing. It literally heals me from 77 to 126. That's what I was hoping to do with the Deep Dwarf, but we never got to this point with the Deep Dwarf. Anyway, 4 pips of piety, 5 pips of piety. Let's just do drain life again before I can't. Aha. There we go. Heavily wounded, the Orc Warlord. I think we can just like fight it now that the Etin is next to me. As long as the Etin doesn't die. Do you have an axe? You have an axe, so the Etin is kinda getting hurt. Better position myself here. No, my bound Etin is destroyed. And between Warlord Band with mighty orc warriors with weapons and my orcs or my orc zombie horde with the bound Etin, of course the Warlord won because the orc zombies. Any early game zombie that from a monster that wields a weapon is like so trash. The sequels of Monster Weapon Attack Delay Changes. Who would have guessed that they would have like an impact on something like this a year down the line? What was your kill dudes in hell? Oh yeah, like how are you killing things in hell? That's what a particle phase means. I think he had Firestorm because human fire elemental is right. It would be weird if it wasn't using Firestorm. Okay, Orc Sorcerer. Where is it? Okay, let's hide behind my zombie. Aha! Yeah, better for you to get paralyzed than me. Okay, that missed me. I guess I should consider myself pretty lucky. Perfect. You had Ignition, also Servitor. Oh yeah, I saw that you were using Servitor. Any ending of Orc that places many sorcerers is like not a good ending for my character. Ooh, Saint Rock and Orc too. Well, oh man, that sucks. Now I am actually just sad about the current state of Yred. Like, A couple of moments ago, when I was fighting the warlord, I had so many zombies. I used drain life twice during that fight, and now I have no zombies, and I have something that I would love to enslave in the form of Saint Roca. And I don't think the level has enough zombies for me to be able to enslave that. Oh man, it just feels worse than old Yred, and that's like a hard thing to overcome. Old Dread was not a feel good god. It was a god that was powerful, but it was also super boring. This one is not powerful and is still super boring and feels lame. Yeah, sometimes like that kind of situation, just like not being able to enslave something that you want to enslave. And that thing also happened with Old Dread, but when it came to enslaving things with Old Dread, I was like, whatever, because I had so many permanent allies. With this one, it's harder, and it's so much more significant because you just don't have any permanent allies, right? Okay, Herolcha will banish me if I don't read silence or something. Okay, silence. Goodbye, Erolcha. By the way, someone found out today that you cannot get banished while you ask for a duel with Okawaru, and that's a pretty neat thing. Yeah, I don't have willpower, so if I get paralyzed, I get paralyzed. But fingers crossed. Someone had willpower or robe of willpower. That's pretty trash. Gave up on the dread thing. This is now a Rue character. Understandable and agreeable. So many sorcerers. If I had Condenser Bane, this would be pretty good. I guess I'm just gonna shoot past my Orc Sorcerer. No, I want to retain my piety. Like, it forces so many, like, lame decisions. Like, how do you protect your allies? And why would you protect your allies? Because they're so trash. It's like you're fighting for your piety, this thing. Wow. Yeah, I am truly disappointed by the current state of Jredrem Null. It was never like one of my favorite gods, but at least it was powerful. Um, Wand of Digging centaurs are really scary. I would assume so. Like you cannot hide around the corner. Okay, Ice Blast. Uh-huh. I got the ability to drain life and I lost it in the same fight. Or in the same turn, rather. Ooh, 6 peaks of piety. Don't die, zombies. Don't die. Don't die, zombies. And don't die, player, I guess. That's also a real thing that could happen against these two guys. They have paralyzed. This is paralyzed land. Like, really the worst kind of orc ending that you can get if you don't have willpower. Enslave Ogre Mage? Enslave Ogre Mage. But I could enslave Saint Roca instead. I don't know. Enslave Ogre Mage doesn't sound terrible because paralysis, but Saint Roca is just so much cooler to enslave. Can you kill Roca in time? So the piety with Yred is permanent. As long as I don't have my zombies die, we will have the piety. Um, so I just have to keep them alive pretty much. Okay, well, I have 6 pips of piety. Let's get out of here. Let's recall my undead harvest. Aha, there you are. Okay, yes. Gonna go for. Oh, this guy is within like in the way. Like I cannot do this. Oh, that sucks. And it has too much HP for me to want to just do it right now. Bind Soul. Okay, ripe for the taking. Possessable. Mm, hmm. Might and haste and just like try to tap Saint Roca. If I had Berserk, I would definitely 100% Berserk right now, but I don't have that ability. Maybe I should also ask for some Dark Bargain dudes. How many Dark Bargain guys can I have anyway? Do I have a cap? Maybe I don't have a cap. I don't have a cap, and I got a Vampire Knight, so that's pretty good. Maybe Dark Bargain again? Yeah, two Vampire Knights, a Skeletal Warrior, and a Flayed Ghost. So all that's left for me to do is to get rid of Saint Roca now. Maybe I should have hasted beforehand, and also might, and also make way for my guys. Okay, I'm kind of hurt, but that should be okay. Your Skeletal Warrior is destroyed. Do you have a polearm? You don't, so you were literally wasting time. Okay, you also don't have a polearm. I'm just gonna wait for you to get over here. Oh, you didn't, and the Vampire Knight instead went to you. That's fine. Are you paralyzed? You're not paralyzed. I'm kinda hurt. Me anytime you play this game. Understandable and agreeable. I've been there for sure. Kinda funny to see all your 15 rune wins botched together on the server. Oh, almost death. Possessable, covered in terrible wounds. Björg is our monster. Accept the truth or die? I don't know about that. Saint Roca's soul is now yours. Amazing. How much HP do you have? 180. Sweet. Oh, so much armor class. Dude, it hits for 1 damage plus Great Mace. Fix that, please. Fix that. I don't think I want to continue playing Yred now. I think I want to like literally save and wait for that to be fixed. Come on, why does it hit for 1 damage? That makes me so sad. It shouldn't hit for 1 damage. Do you know how to increase piety with new Jiva? If you press this key that I'm about to put on the chat, that key, it's gonna give you a menu like this one. In fact, I don't even need to do that. I can just do this. We can do this J, and it gives you Jiva, and it gives you this menu that we have here. So if you press exclamation sign, it should tell you Jiva likes it when you explore the world. So that's how you get piety with Jiva. Jiva still eats things, but that doesn't give you piety. Yes, yeah, Jiva doesn't no longer cares about how many things the jellies eat. You just get the piety from exploring. So you do get a lot of piety, considering that it's exploration-based piety, because you're supposed to go Jiva after seeing a bunch of the game. So it's really quick for you to get a bunch of piety with Jiva after exploring. And it is made that way so that you don't just have to go through all the dungeons and like getting jellies in every floor and making them eat things. Yeah, that was so lame. I cannot believe that it took so long for it to be reworked. Jiva from Merely Fated Altar. I mean, it's pretty powerful. It's funny because the Palentonga that I killed at the start of the stream had Jiva, and the plan was going Jiva before I found out about the Uskoyo glitch or bug exploit, I guess. But unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to do any of those cool things with that character. New exploration. Yes, new exploration. That's what it means. Please fix this. Please fix this so much. I cannot stress it enough. It shouldn't hit for 1 damage. It shouldn't hit for 1 damage. It's Saint Roca. It shouldn't hit for 1 damage. At least it's unlimited smite, but yeah, it shouldn't hit for 1 damage. That's all I have to say. I wonder if it at least smites a lot, because that's kind of Saint Roca's thing. Saint Roca smites a lot. 15 armor. Maybe let's train fighting. I did get the manual. One of these days. Oh, look at that. Isn't it really funny to get hexed by a wizard after fighting so many sorcerers and ogre mages and stuff? The wizard is the one that hexes me. I guess that's a pretty neat thing because it means that I didn't get paralyzed and therefore I didn't get insta-killed. I guess I should also buy flight to identify it. Dive to the aforementioned center, by the way. Hard to close the distance when there's an orc warrior in the way. Sounds like you got a pretty rough draw on that game. Then you missed 54% chance paralyzed thrice. Yeah, I tell you, like, if it's below a certain amount of paralysis, I just think that it's not going to happen, and I play accordingly. Like as if I didn't even have the ability to paralyze the monster or to hex the monster in general. Mm, okay, I wonder what that was. I wonder if it was like a Nogger mage or what it was, the invisible monster that I just killed. Exploring abyss should give piety, right? I actually have no idea, but I guess it does. I would be surprised if it didn't. Okay, we're gonna open this. I think with Saint Roca's help, this guy should die quickly with smite. I guess I can also do some dark bargain. Two Eidolon or two Eidola. Do these slow? Ah, they do. And a Yangshi we also got. So you can get some very spicy things. I assume that with enough invocations training, I can get the good old bone dragons and profane servitors that Yred worshippers were known for. It's such a shame that it used to be that you got them for free and now you have to invest a sizable amount of experience in invocations for you to have access to them. It is also a shame that this character did not get willpower from doing that. Yes, I think if there's one place where like a ring of willpower should be guaranteed, it's probably this vault. Like I think if you survive all of that without willpower, you kinda deserve to have willpower. And by the way, it was not like out of skill or anything that I survived all of that. It was just luck that I didn't get hexed because I was not going to resist it. And I just didn't have the tools to play around that. So I just went for it and I thought to myself, if I get paralyzed, I guess I have a million zombies and maybe they can prevent me from dying with their one damage. Does Rock Battle Cry work? It works, but I guess I don't have orc followers. Also, I don't think I have noticed it using that again or on these guys. Hmm. Anyway, what are we going to do now? I guess we can maybe go finish Lair now that I have a permanent ally, a very thick permanent ally. At the very least, Saint Roca has 180 HP and pretty good armor class. So it should work pretty well as a wall. And also, I guess it sometimes smites. Okay, well, there's your answer. Saint Roca roars a battle cry, your spectral war axe goes into a battle frenzy, so the war axe is mighty, but the war moccasin zombie is not. And the war axe disappears, literally disappeared the next turn. That is so lame. So many of these interactions are like the opposite of wow, that's cool. It's like wow, that sucks. That is so bad. Oh man, I am so sad. But yeah, at least now we know. And now I know that Yred is kind of like one of those gods that is in the game, but it's just like not for me. And also, incidentally, not strong because I like to play with strong gods, right? If a god is strong, I'm much more likely to like it. Um, and I just don't like gods that I don't consider to be strong, like Sin or Sif Muna. And I guess Yred now. Okay, I don't even have enough piety for Drain Life. Now I do drain life. Okay, back to full HP. I have to say that is pretty cool, but it is not something that you have access to all the time. And with old Yred Null, you did have access to it all the time. Hey, how are you liking Nudred? I am not liking Nudred. Funny thing that you mentioned that, Dicey. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just giving it a try, and yeah, so far it hasn't been like my thing by any means. There's so many things about the gods, about the zombies as piety gimmick that just don't function. Um, it's like if monsters could directly attack your piety and lower it by hitting you. Um, it's like Uskayo's piety, but way worse. Because Uskayo's piety, you just regaining while you're in combat. And with Redrem Null piety, there's like a finite amount of piety in the level, and you can lose it from just having monsters hit you. So the end result is that in order for you to get good amounts of Yred piety, you need to be tanky enough to protect your zombies. Also, it doesn't help that zombies are affected by monster weapon attack delay changes, which leads you to have Saint Roca, the bound orc, that deals 1 damage. Literally 1 damage. Why is that a thing? It is extremely disappointing and it is extremely impactful in the early game. Like the zombies are such trash in the early game. They are literally unusable. So it's like just like it makes you weak. That's just how it is. It's so bad because you would think, hey, I have zombies and zombies are good, right? But the zombies don't even wield weapons. They just like at least I should be grateful that Saint Roca, my permanent ally, has a weapon. Because my orc zombies and that kind of thing just drop their weapons on the floor. And the only reason why it's cool that I got Saint Roca is because I guess it steals mites and it has pretty good armor class, right? So at least it can tank a hit or two for me. But I do wish that it hit way harder than 1 damage. Like it's ridiculous that it hits for 1. It's Saint Roca, come on. Mm. Or before Saint Roca, I should say, I had a Netin zombie or a Netin as a permanent ally that we found in Orc, and that Netin was kind of cool. Yeah, mm, I was okay with that Netin. Unfortunately, it died really fast because between that Netin and me, it was not enough to deal with like an Orc warlord band. So yeah, regardless of what I am saying, I still greatly advise you to give New Redrem Null a try because it's like the beta period, pretty much. It's still early in the implementation phase of Redrem Null, and it's still very likely for things to change. So if you try it and you provide constructive feedback about your experience with New Redrem Null, it's very likely for you to be able to make an impact. So just like remain positive about that thing, I guess. That's all that I have to say. For myself, like I haven't really been enjoying it that much. I prefer old Redrem Null much better because I thought that it was much stronger and also less annoying to use. Yeah, like did you see that? There we go. That's part of why I don't like New Redrem Null, because if you go upstairs and then you go downstairs, you lose all your zombies and therefore you lose all your piety. I'm okay with losing all your piety once you enter a new level, okay? What I am not okay is losing all your piety if you enter a new level, kill a couple of things, get into a tough situation, and then retreat to a previous level to heal safely. Um, that I greatly dislike. It's like the only thing in the game that punishes you for doing that. Um, but anyway, we are done with Lure. We are done with Orc. Well, I guess we're kind of done with Lure. I don't think I cleared the entirety of it. Um, but anyway, I will call it here for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching and thank you for hanging out. I hope that you enjoyed what you saw. Um, as I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, please consider trying Yred, and please do provide positive feedback on the Discord, on the Roguelikes Discord, on Reddit. Just like be respectful, because I've seen like the devs get enough toxicity, and that's like super lame. Um, be respectful and be constructive with your feedback of the new god. But yeah, anyway, I will be back tomorrow with more of this character. It will be played entirely on screen, as I always do. When I play Crawl on stream. I might start earlier with some Rift Wizard because I've played a couple of hours of it. Pretty exciting game. I've been greatly enjoying my experience. I'm still on my first run. I'm taking it really slowly, but yeah, it's been fun. Regardless, mm, if you're not following, you should consider following. I would appreciate it if you did follow. If you're already following, you should consider subscribing. It really helps me, pay the bills, pay the internet, actually eat. So I would appreciate it if you did that. Of course, I understand that you may not be able to or you may not want to, and I guess that's okay. But yeah, just think about it. Anyway, let's see if someone is playing Crawl, and if someone is playing Crawl, we are raiding that person. Otherwise, oh, look at that! Alan on Alan is playing Crawl, but there's also a Korean player that I have never seen before. Let's take a look at that. No boys? I should check the channel. Because if it's in Korean, I guess it would be kind of annoying. So hold on, don't go anywhere. Mm, mm-hmm. Korean. Ooh, it's Korean Crawl with sound effects.
또 데스크 또 한 부대가 몰렸는데.
It's Korean Crawl with sound effects. Should we raid that? I think I'm gonna do it. Sure, why not? Let's raid that person. Korean Crawl with sound effects. Yeah, I hope that the person at least understands English. It would be kind of awkward if it wasn't the case, but I mean, it's a person playing Crawl. Crawl, I would assume, somewhat transcends the language barrier. So if you want to see some Korean Crawl, please go ahead and join the raid. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.